So I guess I don't need the timer then. Alright, should be good then. Alright, so before I start, how I kind of start these runs is I need... Okay, hold on. I need to take the memory card out when I load Geyser Rock, which is the first level, just so that this menu comes up, and time starts basically when I press OK. Alright. Here we go, everybody. Alright, on go. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright everybody, welcome to Jak 1, or as I guess the official title is Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. I'm OutrageousJosh. I actually ran this game in the most recent AGDQ and this exact category as well. This category is super interesting. Basically the whole idea of this category is to finish the game without doing lava tube skip. And lava tube skip is, well, in short, LTS. And essentially it skips the 72 power cell requirement that you need to finish the game, and instead you only have to collect 20. But yeah, in this case we're not doing LTS, so we're actually going to be collecting 72 power cells to finish the game. And I've just collected my third one right there, as you can see on the top of the screen. This is essentially the tutorial level as well. So this is pretty easy stuff. Alright, so enjoy this cutscene. This is Samos, by the way. Samos is sort of our mentor through this whole thing. This is probably one of the only times you're actually going to see him, because we skip a lot of the cutscenes later on.
Fine, fine. Adventure away then. And while you're out...
Yo, what's up, everybody? Poggers!
You make yourself useful. My darn green eco-collectors are plugged.
So Samos is trying to tell us to do his dirty work, which we are, but we're not going to go immediately to Sentinel Beach. We're going to go to Forbidden Jungle, because there's something there that's required. We need to unlock the blue eco before we do anything else. But first, actually, before that, we're going to steal some scout flies from people's houses. There's one. And there's two. They don't care. They don't need the scout flies, we do. If you collect 7 scout flies in a specific level, then you get a power cell out of it, which is why I'm collecting them. So a lot of the movement that I'm doing here, like that was called a boosted uppercut, and a boosted allows for a much more distance than a normal uppercut. You also see what's called an extended uppercut. I did a couple of those, which basically gives you more height than anything else, and some distance. Oops. Alright, so right here, we are talking to Mr. Fisherman here. The reason we're doing this minigame is so that we can get to Misty Island, because Misty Island has some very, very fast power cells. Although this is quite the slow minigame.
You think you can do better? Try scooping up river fish with a tiny net. I'll give you a power cell if you can catch 200 pounds of them critters. And then I'll let you and Shrimp here use my speedboat to get to Misty Island.
So yeah, he just explained that we need to collect 200 pounds of fish.
Good fish to catch.
And for the casual player, this is kind of difficult, not gonna lie.
If you miss 20 pounds of good fish, then I'm gonna take me net back from you. There are poisonous eels in this river. Catch even a one of them boogers, and you'll poison the whole darn catch. Here comes a big one.
So if you didn't catch his explanation before, basically the green fish count as 1 pound and the yellow ones count as 5 pounds. And if you collect the eels, which are those purple fish, they actually will destroy your whole run there. So let's not touch those. Some decent fish. I mean, this is actually not too bad, but we go by phases, and that's kind of how we see if the fish is good or not. So right now, I think I broke 100 in the 3rd phase, which is really good. Or I was around 100. It was really good either way. What you want is 145 coming out of this phase right here. That's pretty much average. So below average 4th phase. It's not too bad though. 141 is pretty okay.
Here comes a big one.
And this is what we call the eel phase, for obvious reasons. It's nice if you can get 2 big ones here, which I did in this case. Not too bad.
Hold steady.
This is the final phase. No matter how far behind you are, this is going to be the very last phase no matter what. And there you go, 200 pounds of fish.
Not bad for a couple of landlubbers. Here's the power cell I promised. And you can use it to go to the village dock.
Memeing it up in chat, I see. As always. Alright, so we got a power cell for that, which is nice, but like I said before, the real reason why we did that is so we can get to Misty Island. For the real quick cells. Alright, so now we're kind of in the thick of it in Forbidden Jungle here. Forbidden Jungle is one of those levels where one tiny mistake can cost you time elsewhere. So in this case, I have Blue Eco here and I need to bring it to a certain point here in the jungle. Okay, actually let's grab that. So I needed to bring it there. What's gonna happen now is I probably lost like a second or so because I'm not gonna get a Blue Eco later on in the run. It's not gonna be attracted to me. It's a weird concept, but that's just how it works. So right here, this eco to the right, it's not gonna attract to me, which is gonna make me lose a little bit of time here when I run out of Blue Eco. So I can get that scout fly no matter what. But right here, I need to actually manually collect that Blue Eco. Well, yeah, enjoy tower climb. It's pretty cool. You can just skip the whole thing here by doing that. Alright, so now we're going into the temple, Forbidden Temple. This area is really easy to die in. Like, ridiculously easy. Also, I got a bad camera there, but should be no problem. As you can see, the platforms move, and so it's really easy to mess up a roll jump. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so that was, I unlocked the Blue Eco right there. And what that does is, in Sentinel Beach, there's actually a Blue Eco vent that is capped. But since I unlocked the Blue Eco there, it's not capped anymore. And we can use it to its full potential, I guess. This is Plant Boss, lovely Plant Boss. There's a bit of there's 3 outcomes you can have with that first punch that I did on Plant Boss there. There's Quick Bite, which is the fastest. There's Normal Bite Skip, and then there's no Bite Skip at all. And I got the Normal Bite Skip, which saves about 6 seconds. And the Quick Bite saves about 1.5 seconds over the Normal Bite Skip, which would have been really nice to get. Right there, I took damage intentionally so I can have 1 health by the time I finish Forbidden Jungle for Death Abuse. So you'll see that right now when I collect this final cell. a genius. Alright, so I have 1 health like I explained before. I'm just gonna Death Abuse right here. Which will bring me to the beginning of Forbidden Jungle. Oh, hi, Orb. Sometimes the orb is just right in the middle of the menu there. It's pretty funny. Glad I got that. Alright, so now we're back in Sandover Village, and we're gonna head over to Misty Island. Alright, so in Misty Island, there are these Zeppelins that are just kind of floating around in one area, and we need to move really well in order to manipulate them to be sort of perfect. So if I mess up movement sort of in the beginning of Misty, the Zeppelins will also mess up. And also, if you had a hard time catching that Muse, that's how you catch them fast. Little menu there that only comes up after you save the game for the first time. So yeah, everything that I do is pretty specific. Like, I don't know if you saw it before, it was something pretty tiny, but I went around a platform. I went to the right, like all the way to the right of a platform, and that, if I don't do that, it messes up the Zeppelins really hard. And messing up a Zeppelin can lose a lot of time. Okay, this is called YOLO Jump. And if I mess that up, that's going to be pretty difficult too. That's just as hard as, or just as bad as missing Zeppelins. But luckily I didn't. Okay, I almost didn't get that orb then either. Orbs are very, very crucial to the run. I can only miss... There's about like 10 or 15 in the route that I can miss. And like, it'll be okay. But that is also... That's 15 orbs right there, so... If I miss that vent, then I'm gonna have to get pretty much every single orb from here on out. Okay, that damage is okay. As long as I have at least 2 health for this. So you're gonna see the first 2 Zeppelins coming up here after I get the Scout Fly. Coming up shortly. That's a rough one. Okay, I still got both. That was a rough cycle. And that was the 3rd one right there. There's 6 in total. So I got 3 more to go here. Hopefully I can do this correctly. It's 4 and 5. Alright. I got the power cell, and now for the final Zeppelin. Hopefully it doesn't go over me here. Alright. Nice. This run's actually going pretty okay so far. Usually Misty is something like it's like a big reset point. If something goes wrong in Misty during a marathon or like a race, then it's pretty much normal. The Misty's pretty smooth so far, so it's nice. Okay, now we're heading over to the last Scout Fly and the last 2 power cells. And the first, this is going to be the first, well actually no, the second boosted that we're going to do in this run. This is going to really show the distance of a boosted. So yeah, obviously in normal play you're not allowed really to do that. But with some exploits there, it is possible. The normal way to do that is using the blue eco pad right there. But who needs blue eco, right? And now we are out of here. We're out of Misty. Pretty fast Misty, honestly. Now we're on to Sentinel Beach. Finally where Samos wanted us to go. And Sentinel Beach is like probably the easiest level. but it's really easy to lose time as well. It's kind of hard to explain, honestly. There's bits of RNG here and there, but like in the, yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Definitely the easiest level in Hub 1 still. I had to think about that one. Alright, so right here we're going to get this power cell. Oh, okay, maybe not. Pelican's gonna take it away, but we got a surprise for him. And also we're gonna climb this tower, because Assassin's Creed. Alright, nice tower climb. Now we're going to use this cannon to our advantage. You're not going to see exactly what I do here, but you'll see. You will see. Just take note that I shot that cannon one time. Alright, now we're going to move on to the birds. Birds is one of those RNG aspects I was talking about for Sentinel. Not so much right there, but there's 3 phases of these birds. This is the second Sentinel that they land on in the second phase. Now they're going to land on the very last Sentinel, and sometimes they don't land. Like, they get stuck somewhere, maybe. Not really sure. But hopefully they land, so I can scare them. Okay, he landed. I think that was fine. Usually there's like an audio cue, but sometimes you don't hear it. Alright, so remember how I shot that cannon, right? And you remember how that Pelican took my power cell, right? Like I said, we had a surprise for him. This is where the Pelican went. And now he's just a power cell. Rip Pelican. Alright, so now we're on our way to the back half of Sentinel. And we're gonna utilize this blue eco hopefully to get a scout fly with blue eco, which is a really fast thing to do. After this power cell is where it's important. Alright. I think I have enough blue eco to get the scout fly. Basically what that means is just like, it saves a second or so if I can get this. Okay, yeah, I got it. Otherwise, you just have to like ground pound the scout fly like normal. That's just really fast movement there. Alright, now this this movement right here can be pretty tough because of these dogs. Okay, good. Alright, smooth Sentinel, for sure.
Oh my, I hope the poor dear's okay. Here's a power for your valor.
Rated R for the destruction of pelicans. Oh yeah, this is Flut Flut, by the way. Flut Flut is the most cute pet you can ever have. Alright, better than any dog, any cat.
Mom.
Don't at me, alright.
You see any feathers here?
And Flut Flut is going to be very useful later on. Much later on in the run, actually. In Snowy Mountain.
Get back to the village with me and work with the sage to take care of her.
Alright, so we got a power cell for saving that baby Flut Flut. So, I mean, if that was a baby Flut Flut, I don't know what the mother looks like. Because that baby Flut Flut was huge. Alright, let's get out of here after this last power cell, which is just kind of hanging out. Not really sure why this is here, but it's there. That's what's important. Free power cells. Don't mind if I do. Alright, so if you remember before in Misty Island where I caught that Muse, now we're going to go turn him into the Sculptor here, which is the reason why we caught the Muse in the first place.
You saved her! Oh, you really are the best. Here, take this power cell. I won't need it now that I have my inspiration back.
Alright, so now we're gonna move on to Fire Canyon. Okay, some tricky movement there. Glad I didn't bonk. Alright. With that power cell, I think that makes 30? Or is that the next one? No, it's 28. Nice. 30 is by the end of Fire Canyon, I'm pretty sure. Alright, but we only needed 20 power cells to go to Fire Canyon.
The shield will only protect your zoomer till
And right now we have 28, so... I mean, obviously, Hub 1 power cells are probably really fast. Hub 3 power cells aren't necessarily that... They're not that much fast, or that much slower than Hub 1 power cells, but... obviously we're going to need to collect a lot more power cells in Hub 1 than 20.
Oh, and when you get across, don't forget to activate the teleport gate in the Blue Sage's lab. Then we'll be able to teleport over and meet you. Good luck!
Alright, so Kira just told us that we need to turn on the teleporter gate in Rock Village. Now, we're going to do that, but we're gonna... because it plays a cutscene when you do activate the teleporter gate. So let's just not do that. We're gonna skip it. But we are gonna activate it. And also in Fire Canyon, you can, when you run into a Blue Eco event, you can actually keep the speed by holding X. So every Blue Eco event that I'm going through here, I'm just going a little faster. Now the speed caps after like 5-ish Blue Eco events. Alright, so we got through Fire Canyon pretty easily there. Shouldn't be too bad after I've done this, you know, thousands of times. There you go, there's a 30th power cell. Now we're on our way to activate that teleporter gate. But first the scout fly. That's just hiding back here. Alright, so I'm gonna pause buffer here. A pause buffer is basically tricking the game and thinking that it's paused, and you're pretty much immune to cutscenes. This trick is kind of odd. I need a pause buffer again here. Alright, there it is. I failed it the first time there. So what happens during a pause buffer, yeah, the game thinks it's paused, but it's really not. And for 2.5 seconds you can move freely after you pause buffer, and you can't, basically, you can't hit any cutscenes.
20 precursor orbs for each power cell I contain. Here is another power cell for your quest.
Alright, so orbs, like I said before, were very important, and right now we're trading in 240 of them for 2 power cells. And usually you want to have about 270 here, because you need to trade in a lot more by the end of the run. So I had 269. Oh, pretty darn good, honestly. Alright, now we're heading into Basin. Basin is a really short level, mostly because some of the power cells are really slow, so we just avoid those, and we just get the fast ones. Right here is a trick called Rock Jump, basically RNG. Cap. Alright, we got it. Basically just skips having to go around. So this is basically a driving simulator. Nothing more. Also, Basin is like a haven for orbs. We had about 30 before Basin. We're already at 108-ish. We're gonna finish with about 160. Hopefully. Okay, it's more like 156. I'll tell you. Alright, so after these next few power cells here, we're going to be doing, or this next power cell, we're going to be doing a hopefully one cycle Dark Eco plants. It's actually not too bad when you get in the hang of it, but top level runners still like, so the trick is to go basically around the outside of these plants. Alright, nice. So we got the one cycle. We didn't need to go back for more green eco. Nice. And that is the end of Basin. Just gonna load warp out of here. And now we're on to probably one of the more difficult levels in this speed run, which is Lost Precursor City, or LPC for short. Oh yeah, right here, we can still get the Blue Sage cutscene, which is the one that I skipped earlier. So we have to sort of turn our camera toward it. We can't turn it away, basically, or else we get the cutscene. Alright, so we're good. Now that the LPC text came up, we're good. We can't get the cutscene anymore. Right here, we're going to be doing something pretty interesting. Hopefully. Nope, okay, I missed it. There's supposed to be a death there, which basically teleports you down to the bottom of the elevator. Alright, so health is really important in LPC. I need at least 2 health to do the next trick, the next major trick, which is puzzle skip. For this power cell though, we're just gonna need to chase these platforms, or get on these platforms to basically finish. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, honestly. You saw the power cell go through the pipe. You just need to follow these platforms to the end of the pipe. Alright, there's also a pretty free power cell right here, just chilling. Sometimes you find those in levels. Just free power cells. You can't miss this one. Alright, so now we're going to be doing puzzle skip, hopefully. Okay. Just want to be safe. Actually, let's do something interesting. Okay. Well, that's not really what I meant by interesting. Alright, I don't know how to do it then. Frick. It seems I have forgotten. So let's just do this normally, shall we? Alright, so let's do this. This is puzzle skip, where you go basically on the top, over the top of that barrier. Also, what I was trying to do there, where I died in the Dark Eco twice, there's quite a big period where you can jump on the Dark Eco. It's pretty odd, but sadly I couldn't do it for you guys. Alright, so right here is what we're gonna call piggyback clip. I'm gonna hop on top of this dude. Hop out of bounds. Swim over to the platform. Hopefully get this double jump. Okay, got it. And then boost it at the end. Go straight into the power cell. Then we're gonna do boost it to this power cell, skipping that little platforming palooza right there. Then we're just gonna load warp out of here. So I like to check my orbs around here, and 201 at the beginning of that slide is actually pretty good. You want around 200 there, so pretty on par for orbs at the moment. Right here we need to activate these 5 Blue Eco thingy-majigs. Not exactly 100% sure what they are, but they're activated so that we can leave LPC. But we're not leaving yet. We got one more clip to do, which is vent clip. which is basically the same sort of idea as piggyback clip. We need to go over the top of the barrier here. A lot is happening right now. I just realized I can't really explain all that, but I'll explain it during this cutscene right here. So what I did there, obviously I went over the top of that barrier and fell down onto that power cell. I paused buffered the power cell so that I wouldn't get the power cell animation, and I could just skip it and load warp out of there. So yes, I got the power cell if you were wondering. And now this is the end of LPC. We're back in Rock Village. Glad that's over. Alright, so now we're going to be going to one of my favorite levels actually, Boggy Swamp. The reason it's one of my favorites is because the movement isn't exactly exact. There's some variations like for every Boggy Swamp that you do. It's not going to be the same every time. And the reason for that is these pikes that you're going to see. They like stick up and you have to react quickly to them. Okay, right here we're going to be doing a low jump on this pad. So I barely got over the those little vines right there. See, that was a normal pad jump right there for comparison. Okay, so I got bad RNG there. Had to go all the way around. Okay, I got good RNG there. Ooh, that rat almost hit me. Alright, so also there are these 4 tethers that we have to shoot with Yellow Eco, and that was the first one. That was that cutscene that you saw there. That's the whole reason we're supposed to be in Boggy Swamp, is to take down the 4 tethers. And each of them hold a power cell, which is very convenient. Oh yeah, the cell that I just completely left. You're right. It's okay. I did that intentionally. The reason being is because that's the way that we exit Boggy Swamp. And I'm gonna get it when I leave. Alright, so that's the second tether that we need to break. Boggy Swamp is just one of those levels where if you're behind on orbs, this is the level to catch up. Or if you're ahead on orbs, you can skip out on some. So I'm looking at 256 orbs right here, so I'm gonna get these. And a couple of those, and I'm gonna dip. What I want is about 275 at the end of this little 5 orb cave right here. So 275 exactly. Now we're gonna go into the ambush. Willingly go into the ambush because there's a power cell here. This is pretty simple. You just use Yellow Eco to shoot down every lurker here and every rat. So an auto scroller of sorts. Oh, that lurker did not die. Sometimes it happens. Usually in the corner closest to me where they spawn, the Yellow Eco just doesn't hit sometimes. It's weird. Alright, so we killed all of them. Now we're going to be attempting a 1-frame trick here. If I don't get it, it's not the end of the world. But if I get it, I'll start spinning. Okay, I missed it. Basically what happens there is on the 15th frame that Jak jumps off the pad, you can press circle. Oh, it's only the 15th frame, no other frame. You can press circle and it'll send Jak flying, or it'll send Jak spinning, and I can control Jak in the air when I spin, which would have gotten me here more quickly. I think that was better grammar. Anyway, now that we're out of there, Oh, did I get that? Okay, I got that scout fly up there. That's what I was hoping for. Yellow eco. We're gonna use the yellow eco here to do this trick, which is sort of a quad jump. Not necessarily like a 100%. I mean, it's not really a quad jump, but it is. You'll see what a quad jump is in Spider Cave. The textbook definition of a quad jump. Basically what I'm doing here is I'm high jumping, using square, or using my yellow eco to get some more height, and then spinning to get a little bit more height. And I can get to places that I wouldn't usually get to. Okay, I need those orbs. Alright. 308 is actually good here. Alright, so there's a whole section that I just skipped right there by just going through the swamp. They just make you go around for no reason when you can just roll jump right through it. Alright, so that is the final tether in Boggy Swamp, and we're going to see this balloon go flying here because all 4 of its tethers were destroyed. Which is, I guess, what Samus wanted. I don't know. It's been so long since I've played this game casually, I don't exactly understand why we needed to do that. But hey, free power cells, am I right? Alright, so I need about 305 orbs out of Boggy Swamp, and I have 308, which is, once again, pretty much on par. And like I said, I skipped this power cell in the beginning of Boggy, just so I can come back to it later. And now we're going to be attempting one of the most inconsistent tricks in all of speedrunning. Claw skip. That's a pretty bold statement to say in all of speedrunning, but I think it's true. This has about a 20% success rate, and there's nothing that you can do currently to make that better. What I'm going to try to do, this variation, there's 2 variations of claw skip. The more inconsistent one is the one that I'm going to attempt once, and it's called Lava Walk. It's pretty self-explanatory in the sense that I'm going to be walking in lava if I get it correctly. But basically, I need to grab the ledge. That's all you need to do right here. Grab the ledge on the right. Okay, I didn't get it. I'll try it one more time for you guys. If I don't get it, then I'll do the more consistent way. But it's 30 seconds slower, which is why I don't do it in runs. Okay, I didn't get it. So, I mean, we're going to do something equally as cool, I think. Just slower. What we're going to do here is we're going to go back to Boggy Swamp. And the reason we're going back to Boggy Swamp is, well, I guess it's kind of difficult to explain. Yeah, I might explain it wrong if I try, so. Basically, what we're going to do here is we're going to stand here for 30 seconds. I had a timer up. I started it, but it was started as a negative time. It was like -15. So we're going to stand here for 30 seconds. And then I'm going to pause buffer, and then you're going to see the game break. Okay. So what you just saw was Jak. Well, like I said, I broke the game, and it broke the checkpoint in Mountain Pass, and now I'm past Claw. And that's all you need to know. So it loses 30 seconds, but it's very efficient for basically someone who doesn't have a world record time or anywhere close to it. Very good trick to know. Because Lava Walk is so inconsistent, it's really not worth it unless you're at the very top level. Alright, so this is Mountain Pass. I don't know if you saw the purple lurkers at the very beginning that I basically blew by. I'm racing against them, and if I go too slow, then the game will kill me. But if I go too fast, the game will also kill me, because I'm so far ahead of the purple lurkers. The game just assumes that I'm too far behind. But this won't happen, because I'm getting this power cell right here. In any percent, you would need to actually slow down. But because I got this power cell, they're gonna catch up a little bit, and I'm gonna lose speed. So I won't go too fast. Alright, so we're gonna see the purple lurkers sort of pass by. I hope. Unless I was that fast. Okay, yeah, they're here. Hi. So yeah, they're pretty slow. But the reason I'm going backwards in Mountain Pass, I should probably explain that part, because you're probably really confused right now. There's this secret power cell in Mountain Pass that not too many people know about during their first playthrough. Or at least they find out like way late. Okay, nice high jump. And what we're going to be doing here is a very precise spin on this wall right here to get up here. Okay, I missed it the first time. Alright, I got it. Not too bad. We're just going to death abuse to get back to the end of Mountain Pass. And now we're going to move on to Spider Cave, one of the big cucks of the run as well. Also, these rails are super tricky. Oh, okay. There's one of the instances where you can die there. If you try and get up while a minecart is coming, the game will kill you. So I'm just gonna take my L and ride this minecart. Alright, enter Spider Cave. So imagine you're on pace, right? You got Claw Skip, the lava walk version. You're pretty freaking nervous. And then now you gotta do some crazy crap in Spider Cave. It's pretty rough. And it's really easy to lose time here. Alright, so we're gonna death abuse to get past that drill lurker. And now we're gonna go up these poles. Now the poles have a lot of orbs on them, but that's not the reason we're doing this. Doing it for the power cell, baby. Everything is for the power cell. And also from here, we can do a boosted up into that power cell on the left there. It's pretty difficult. Ooh, I barely got that, okay. So for that boosted, you actually need to delay the last input in order to get just enough distance to make it. You can't do that with a normal boosted. Alright, so now we are in the Spider Cave of Spider Cave. I can imagine a lot of arachnophobes. They are very afraid of this cave, and just this level in general. Actually, the very first recorded speedrun that we can find of this game didn't go to Spider Cave because they were afraid of the spiders. Like, that is not a joke. There are so many spiders here. Alright, so this little part is on a cycle. And we just need to get up this platform using a quad jump, which is a double jump, and then I use the yellow eagle to gain more height, and then the spin to gain even more height. Now we're going to carry this yellow eco on over to the end of Spider Cave where there's another secret cell. See how I shot that yellow eco? It shoots a box sort of on those rocks there, and it basically rains down a power cell. So now we're going to do the red sage skip, which honestly is very, very punishing if you miss it. but it depends on how you miss it. Okay, I got it. So basically what I needed to do there was pause buffer, hit the button, and I have 2.5 seconds to die. And if I don't die within that time, then the cutscene plays.
For within its flame, the answers reside. You can gain my power cells by bringing 120 precursor orbs for each. You have obtained.
Alright, so now we needed 240 orbs to pay this oracle so we can get 2 power cells in exchange, just like in Rock Village earlier.
For your effort.
And we're gonna actually need to exchange more power cells after Snowy Mountain, which is the level coming up. So we need a lot of orbs in this run. We actually have 150, which is a decent amount going into Snowy. And Snowy's also one of those levels where it's a pretty lengthy level, but there's a lot of difficult things to do. So I can see how, you know, at the end of the run, you're just really nervous while doing Snowy on PB pace. But alright, here goes nothing. At the very start of Snowy, you can see these, what we call blockers, and you need to stand on top of them to deactivate them like this. But if you go around the blocker, you get bopped. So you don't want to do that. Okay. Or you can get bopped by a snowball, that can happen too. Snowball RNG can suck. Alright, wasn't too bad there, I guess. That was a nice roll jump. You need to kill all the enemies so that that lurker guy comes down. The lurker shield dude. And you need the red eco, which is what I have right now, in order to kill the lurker shield guys. So if you don't have red eco, he's not gonna die. But you can't take his shield away. Right here's a little exploit that you can do. Okay, I messed it the first time, but alright, I got it the second time. There's a couple different strats you can do to get that power cell, but that one I find the best. Just because you can actually get it ledgeless if you do it completely correctly. Alright, so right now we're going to do a trick here to skip this ice barrier and skip this whole little section in general. Okay, good. There's this whole like platforming area that you have to do, but I mean just skip the whole thing. Okay, I tried to do a 1-frame trick there, where if you actually press square at the 6th frame after the cutscene, you can just launch yourself into the air like that. But instead, we did the backup there, which is basically infinite jumping along a wall. It has to be a specific wall. Alright, so remember how I said way back in Sentinel that Flut would be important? Well, right now she is very important. She is very fast in Snowy Mountain. So we're gonna ride her to the end. Try hard. Or at least to the end of Snowy. Because we can't take her anywhere else. As far as we know. Alright. So instead of killing all the enemies, we can actually stand on top of the Lurker Shield's machine there. And he can just hop off. So yeah, Flood is super fast and Snowy. And normally you're not supposed to be outside of the walls there, but I actually skipped part of that when I got Flood. It was really fast. Alright, right here we're going to be skipping a power cell animation by turning the camera. Oh. Okay, I actually have I don't have a lot of orbs at all. Apparently I lost a few in snowy. This is a really tricky area. Just don't want to lose Flut. If I die, I lose her. Alright. There's the final blocker, so we get a power cell for that. I actually need a few more orbs. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. So we're nearing the end of Snowy Mountain, and actually I am gonna take Flut with me. Hopefully. We're gonna do what's called Gondola Skip. There are several tutorials for this skip, for unnecessary reasons, for memery. But here it is. Oh, I think I missed it. Oh. Okay, I missed it, sort of. Alright, looks like I need one of those tutorials, boys. Who's got the hookup? Alright, but that's not really that bad, since I was spawned down in Crater anyway. And we need to talk to these miners so that we can trade our orbs for the power cells.
Howdy, strangers. Passing through. Us too. Well, we gotta be moving on. Nothing to see here.
I thought you said this was a priceless gem worth...
Willard!
Actually, we want power cells, not gems.
We got 4 of them.
So, they actually have 4 power cells on them, but we only need 3 because the 4th one is really slow. On the 4th power cell, they talk a lot. And it's not worth to collect 90 extra orbs so they can talk a bunch.
That before. Hey, how do you two geniuses expect to get that big gem out of here anyway?
Well,
And also, notice how
12 more
the
years.
the two miners here have, if you look at their heads, the one on the left has a bird brain, and the one on the right has a hot head. So I thought that was pretty cool that they subtly put that joke in. Okay, we're gonna be taking their power cells here. It'd be nice if I was on Flut, because then she would have been invisible right here. Because her design isn't rendered in Volcanic Crater. Alright, so we're gonna get one more. And then I'll be on my way. Yo, thank you, Mike, for the gondola skip tutorial. Gonna definitely watch that after the run. TBH. Alright, so now I have 71 power cells and I need 72 to get to Lava Tube. Since the skip isn't allowed, like I said, we have to collect all 70, or not all 72, but 72 out of the 101. Oh, it kind of froze a little bit. I don't know if you guys saw that. The game likes the hard lock in Crater. Luckily it didn't. Alright.
With these additional power cells, I should be able to supply the heat shield with enough power to stand up to this lava. But the shield still has a limit. It will now withstand temperatures up to...
So Lava Tube is basically the gateway to the end of the game.
On your gauge. I don't want to think about what those temperatures would do to your zoomer if the shield gives out. Yeah, the heat. What? The zoomer? Hey, what about us? Don't you think we could look for a safer route to Gulf Citadel? Look.
Do Lava Tube skip and nobody will notice. I might. Cap. No, it's already over. I mean, I might as well. I might as well do Lava Tube skip, I guess. Anyway, Lava Tube skip is actually kind of difficult and really inconsistent for a marathon, which is why I didn't submit that. This is definitely the more consistent category, at least for me. Alright, so this is a pretty, like, not many people know about this shortcut, surprisingly. Like, casual players didn't know about this, really. And it was very much intended for players to go up there. Right here are the oranges. We call them oranges because, well, they look like oranges. Also, I missed one. Great. Alright. And the 2 blue eco that I collected in that shortcut I can keep for the rest of Lava Tube if I play my cards right. Shouldn't be too hard to keep it. As long as I don't, like, bonk really hard on something, then I'll be alright. Lava Tube is usually a place where your heat meter in the bottom left is really important. But now that we have this blue eco on us, it's pretty easy to get through without even having to watch it, really. Because you're going so fast, there's no real opportunity for the meter to rise. Rise is like, maybe it's a halfway, and that's probably the biggest it goes. Alright, so now we're done with Lava Tube, and we're going to be doing a series of cutscene skips. 3 of them. This is the first one, called Kira Skip. All of them with a form of pause buffer. So that skipped the 40-second cutscene. You go through this door, cutscene activates, but not if you're pause buffered, because you're immune to them. And right here is not so much a pause buffer. That one's a little different, but it does skip the cutscene. And now we're on our way to final boss. And by the way, we skipped all of Citadel, which is supposed to be the final level, with something that the developers messed up on pretty hard. They confused the checkpoints, I think, when they were developing the game, so that if you were to watch the second cutscene that I skipped in that series of 3, if you were to watch that cutscene and then save and load the game, it would put you on top of Citadel at the very end. If you have one of the original copies of the game, the black labels. Also, I think platinum labels work too. It's been a while since I talked about that. I don't remember exactly which ones, but... Alright, so right here are some dark eco creatures that we haven't really seen before until right now. Not really sure what these are, but you can't punch them, or... You can't. The only way to kill them is with yellow eco. Alright, I tried to do a 1 frame there. It saves a couple of seconds. Not too big if you miss it either. If you get it, it saves a couple seconds. If you don't get it, you like lose a couple of seconds. It can make or break a run depending on how close you are to your PvP. I didn't get any of the 1 frames. Alright, we tried. That's what's important. Alright, so right here, we're just gonna basically spam through. We're just gonna be a warrior and just mash square the whole time, because we have the health. Alright. Well, this is the final sequence of the game. Time will end when I collect the white eco. Or is it light eco? Yeah, it's definitely light eco.
Light eco! That could be the stuff to change me back! Or might stop that robot. Stay fuzzy. Save the world. Choices. Okay, fine. We'll save the world. But do it quickly before I change my mind!
Alright, so here we go. This is the end of the game, where we become overpowered as frick and collect white eco. Or light eco, frick. And time. And there we go. that was Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, any percent no lava tube skip. I am OutrageousJosh. Thank y'all for watching. And I hope you'll continue to watch the rest of QuickFest SpeedFest.
Well, it looks like I may have been too hard on you boys. You do have what it takes to be heroes.
But Daxter, now we can't change you back.
Don't worry about me, baby. You know what they say. Big things come in small packages.
Jak, you have an incredible talent for channeling eco. Samos, you may have been right about this one after all.
And Kira, without your help and ingenuity,